If the planning and organization control domain describes what an organization must do, the acquisition and implementation domain begins to answer the question of how. This domain contains all activities relating to acquiring, provisioning, and implementing information systems and their associated controls. Acquisition and implementation processes turn the organization's high-level strategy and objectives into reality. These processes focus on how an organization defines and documents requirements for the software it uses, acquires or develops solutions to meet those requirements, creates appropriate control processes and procedures, and manages changes to infrastructure and processes. Security metrics for the identified solution control objective should ask the following questions. How frequently are security teams engaged when business units draw up requirements for new information systems? Metric example as a number of security team consultations by business units. Percentage of new systems with initial security consultations. How much attention do business units pay to customer requirements when planning a new information system? Metrics such as number of consultations with the security teams by externally facing applications teams, number of customer consultations with security teams. How often are business units requiring controls that ensure that customer information managed by new systems cannot be tampered with by unauthorized parties? Metric example such as a percentage coverage of integrity controls for data exchanged with customers or partners. How often are business units requiring controls that ensure the confidentiality of customer information managed by the new systems? Metrics such as a percentage of coverage of confidentiality controls for data exchanged with customers or partners. Bringing system online successfully requires discipline, training, documentation, and effective project planning. Organizations must also ensure that they install information security correctly, that system owners understand and accept the risk associated with these systems, and that installed systems demonstrably comply with prevailing security standards. We refer to this latter two concepts as processes for accrediting and certifying information systems. Accreditation means that the owner of a system has ascertained the security risk associated with the system and has agreed to accept any residual risk that existing controls cannot transfer or mitigate. Fundamentally, accreditation of a system means that the owner is accountable for residual risks. Certification, on the other hand, refers to something deeper than the act of accepting risk. Certification of a system means that a trusted party, internal or external, has tested the security controls of an installed system and has judged that it meets organizational security standards. Security measures for the install and accredit solutions and changes answer the following questions. Do information systems adhere to organizational security standards? Metrics such as the percentage of systems with security certifications. Have the owners of the information systems agreed to and accepted security risks? Metrics such as percentage of systems with security accreditations, percentage of accredited externally facing and customer-related applications. Has the organization included security in the cost of the new systems? Metrics such as percentage of information system with built-in security costs. Systems do not run themselves. They usually require people. Those people need to know what they are supposed to be doing, how to operate the system they use in their day-to-day work, how to fix problems they encountered, and what steps to take to keep the system safe. The tangible forms that instructions take for keeping systems up and running go by many names, such as procedures, work instructions, and operational controls. Regardless of the name used, these instructions typically describe procedures for starting and stopping the system, day-to-day operational responsibilities and tasks, availability policy and expected service level, monitoring and oversight responsibilities, problem management processes, business continuity and disaster recovery instructions, technical architecture, security responsibilities for users and operators, data security policies, system ownership.